Welcome back to Showbiz Express. I'm Ross Crystal. It's a series about an attorney who's been living a pretty good life. That is until some childhood friends show up and threaten to expose a dark secret from their past. Our conversation now with the NBC stars of Game of Silence. Pick it up. We've been talking about the Game of Silence. Pick up just briefly the premise of what happens in this series.
Well, it's a story about a group of people coming back together to deal with the shared tragedy of their youth. It comes back into their present-day lives like a live grenade and explodes. Yeah, you're having a thought.
They're going to tap us. I want to get the roles that each of you play.
Play Gil Harris.
And
he's sort of the hurricane of the group. I would say, the live wire, the unpredictable, explosive one. Yeah.
You never know. He's the firecracker that could go off at any time.
Yeah.
Okay. And you portray
Jessie West, also part of the group. We meet her, they're all best friends, and then 25 years later, same thing, the past reveals itself, and she finds herself in complicated relationships.
Is she at this point nice because she's had a tough past? Does she cover up a lot?
Well, they're all nice and they all cover up.
There's stuff that I'm running from. There's stuff that that's coming out. There's secrets that I have that I'm dealing with, and some things are kept in, and then some things come out.
And you?
I play Sean Cook, who's basically like the glue of the friends. When everyone is sort of dealing and coping with our dark past in their own way, he finds a way to kind of keep them gelled together, no matter what we're dealing with. He's a forward thinker that wants to keep everybody together.
You want everybody to be happy. You want to...
Well, it's more than anything about happiness. I think we were able to survive our youth together, and we can survive as adults together.
Right. And
I play a guy called Jackson Brooks, and I was the guy who left.
Oh.
So when this happened 25 years ago, I kind of used that as the ticket out. I couldn't deal with it anymore, and for want of a better word, he's kind of become the more successful one. That's the outward appearance. He's become a high-powered lawyer, an attorney, who they turn to in a moment of need, and that's when the worlds collide.
When you first heard this, when you first saw this script, what spoke to you?
I think the fact that the friendship, the loyalty that these kids have for each other, the fact that I like the idea that abuse is being recognized, and that the fact that abuse doesn't go away. I've been saying that it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's not like you're abused and then you just forget about it. It can stay very, very close to the surface, and at some point it's dealt with. And I love to see how it was being dealt with, and that it wasn't sugar coated, and it's not. It's explored, and that's what I loved about that.
Let's run down the parts. Run down your role.
Run down my role.
What do you play? Let me get behind the wheel and run down your role.
I play Terry Bosch, who is...
Describe your part. So
I'm a simple businessman. I run a landscape nursery, and I deal in plants and other botanical productions. Other paraphernalia. I was one of the kids at the Juvenile Detention Center, along with Gil and Jackson and Sean. But except I'm a guy who really walked the line. He didn't necessarily go good or go bad. He found ways to achieve good by dealing in the bad. So
but as you're saying, but just a step away from remembering the real bad.
Oh, for sure. And in that environment, he had to decide whether or not he was going to be, the hunter or the hunted. And I think that's actually what's really viscerally exciting about playing him, is that survival instinct that he carries on even as an adult.
And your role?
I play Detective Liz Winters. She's a detective. She's a very formidable detective. I think she's very conscious of what goes on in the world. She sees these guys and she recognizes that there's something deeper. And as she watches the events unfold, she is, I think, also sort of maneuvering her way into understanding what happened and how much larger it is. She herself is dealing with a situation where she may be compromised. And what I love is watching how she figures out how she's going to go and sleep with herself at night.
And your role?
I play Ray Carroll, the warden at the prison.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people say that. I just have that about me, where I organize parties and molest people. I know.
Either that or
but
chief of
anyway,
detectives.
it's a living. What can I say? But yeah, I play Ray Carroll, and I'm a classic predator, or maybe my own unique predator. I mean, I think Ray is highly manipulative. I think he's very smart. And I think that intelligence, as we see him 25 years later, he really has kind of evolved his game that he plays. And what I mean by that is he learns how to read people. He knows how to pick a victim, the weak out from the strong. He knows how to bring people in, how to give them what they want from him so that he can get what he wants. So he's a highly manipulative guy who basically is interested in power and his own personal gain.
Was he a kid who was institutionalized too?
We never really talked about that, but I think he came from a very tough past. Yes, and I don't think these people. It's the recidivism. There you go. Thank you very much. Have another drink. I think that it always comes that we find that the abused become abusers. It's a very common thing. It's not played out at this point yet in the series what his way back is, but I wouldn't doubt that at all.
This series, to me, has the ability to say a lot at a time that this stuff is trending, as they say out on Google.
And PTSD as well, which is what the result of this.
Ross, I think you do speak to something really important. The show touches on the criminal justice system. We deal in a society right now where there's mass incarceration, where there is unjust. There's abuse in jails and in juvenile correctional facilities, and this show explores that in a really provocative and thoughtful way, without being heavy-handed, but just trailblazing. Really, it hasn't. This is the kind of subject matter that's either found in feature film or on cable, but we're able to do this in a very tasteful and intelligent way on NBC. I think people are going to respond to it.
I think they're going to. I do too. As I said, this is contemporary, and it's really got something to say. Thank you for joining us. We will see you on NBC.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.